Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hello all. Hello ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening,
We
ma'am.
start?
Yeah, please.
Fine. Kaveri ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We'll
Let's
start, ma'am.
start.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Good
So
evening,
good
ma'am.
evening to everyone. Dear participants, a cheerful and beautifully rain-soaked welcome to day 10 of our FDP organized by the Department of Corporate Secretaryship shift to Agurchand Manmull Jain College. I must say, Chennai looks extra gorgeous today. That's because the trees look like they just had a luxury spa treatment. The road looked newly laminated, and even my scooty pep suddenly looks like a brand new model. And believe me, that has never happened without someone telling me, Madam, rupees 120 for a water wash. And yes, that's because of Cyclone Ditwa for giving us this free nature sponsored cleaning package. Now, while half of Chennai is currently in coffee mode or Ilayaraja mode or sleep mode or do not disturb mode, you are here learning, upgrading, and investing in yourself. And that truly deserves the appreciation and the commitment. So before we start, let's anchor ourselves with Kabir Das wisdom. कल करे सो आज करे सो अब पल में परले होएगी गौरी करेगा कब गौरी करेगा कब. Simply put, if it matters, don't delay. And I love it so much that I even kept the modern version as my WhatsApp DP today. So tomorrow is the enemy of today. And today you proved that by showing up. So, with that positive spirit, let us officially begin day 10 of our FDP, fully present, inspired, and excited. So let us begin the session with a moment of devotion and gratitude. I request everyone to kindly join us in Jain Mahamantra followed by Tamil Thai Valtu.
ॐ नमो सिद्धाणम् ॐ नमो
திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் வணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனே தமிழனே உன் சீரிழமை திறம்பியந்த செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே. Thank you all. Here is a good quick update. Day 5 session is being rescheduled to December 4th due to the resource person's prior academic commitment. So please note the new timing tomorrow at 5:45 p.m. So, and now before we go further, let me give you a little heads up. Today's session is an exclusive one. Why? Because we have two amazing speakers lined up and are proudly from our AMJ family. And both will speak on the same topic, but with their own style, experience, and spark. So, yes, today is basically a Netflix double episode, same title, and two exciting perspectives. And now, to officially begin and to welcome our dignitaries, I would like to invite someone who is always calm, composed, and graceful, none other than Dr. R. Bhavani, Assistant Professor, Department of Corporate Secretaryship, to deliver welcome address and to introduce our team. Bhavani ma'am, the
Good
screen
evening,
is...
ma'am. Thank you, Pratibha, ma'am. A very good evening to one and all present here. First of all, I thank the Almighty and our facilitator, Dr. Kaveri, ma'am, for giving this great opportunity. On behalf of the Department of Corporate Secretaryship, I'm happy and honored to welcome you all to the 10-day International Virtual Faculty Development Program on Research Methodology, Statistical Tools, and Structural Equation Modeling. It gives me great pleasure to welcome our respected dignitaries, our Secretary, Shri Udam Kumar Chodia, Associate Secretary, Shri Hemant P. Chodia, Dean Dr. M. Ramyama, Deputy Dean Dr. R. Sureka, and our Director Dr. N. Venkatramanan, whose presence continues to guide, support, and strengthen all our academic efforts. I am delighted to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to our chief guest and today's resource person, Dr. M. Ramyama, an eminent academician, an energetic administrator, and a renowned researcher in the domain of computer science. We are truly honored by your gracious presence and eagerly look forward to your insightful contribution. Welcome, ma'am. I am delighted to welcome our another resource person of the day, Dr. BELSINI, GLADSHIYA, an accomplished researcher in the field of computer science. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
I would also like to welcome our fellow faculty participants from various institutions. Your enthusiasm and presence truly enriches this academic journey. Once again, thank you all for joining us today. I wish each one of you a beneficial, enlightening, and meaningful experience throughout the program. Thank you. It's my proud privilege to introduce the chief guest and resource person for today's session for our 10-day International Faculty Development Program, Dr. M. Ramyama, an accomplished academician, a dynamic administrator, and a distinguished researcher in the field of computer science. Dr. Ramyama currently serves as the dean of our prestigious institution, Agurchand Manmull Jain College, bringing with her over 2 decades of academic and administrative leadership. Her rich career includes notable positions such as professor at Hindustan Institute of Technology and Science, a director at Nada Saraswati College for Women, and head of the Department of Computer Science at the American College, Madurai. She has made significant contributions in curriculum design, accreditation, research development, and faculty mentoring. A highly respected researcher, Dr. Ramyama holds a PhD in computer science with a specialization in soft computing, medical image, watermarking, AI, machine vision, and augmented and virtual reality. Her academic achievements include 46 journal publications, 24 conference papers, 875 citations, and an impressive H index of 50. She has successfully guided 8 PhD scholars and 5 MPhil scholars. Her research excellence is further evident in the numerous prestigious funded projects she has led, including collaborations with UGC, DRDO, and the Royal Academy of Engineering UK, amounting to grants worth over 2 crores. She has also worked on socially impactful innovations such as robotic systems and portable air purifying respirators developed during the COVID-19 pandemic. Dr. Ramamam is a recipient of several accolades, including the Excellence in Research and
Vani
Development
ma'am,
Award.
I think can we make it brief?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Few seconds, ma'am. Multiple Best Faculty Awards and a fellowships from the World Technology University Network, Malaysia. She served as an associate editor, reviewer for various international journals and a board member of global professional societies. She is also an inspiring speaker, having delivered invited lectures across India, Malaysia, and Taiwan on cutting edge areas such as artificial intelligence, robotics, healthcare technology, and virtual reality. With a vast expertise, leadership, and passion for academic excellence, Dr. Ramya ma'am truly enriches today's program. One session is not enough to fully introduce our esteemed resource person, Dr. Ramya ma'am. Due to time constraints, I conclude my introduction here. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in warmly welcoming our esteemed chief guest and resource person of today's session, Dr. Ramya ma'am.
Thank you.
Welcome,
Thank
ma'am.
you,
Once again.
Johnny ma'am, for giving us such a wonderful introduction about our dean. And now we move to someone who leads with calm, confidence, and fairness. So we sometimes forget she is the dean until she inspires us again. So you are a true inspiration, ma'am. So, ma'am, we are excited to learn from you, and the session is now yours.
Right. Thank you. Good evening. And I'm happy to see over 80 participants here, especially, being such a nice weather today at Chennai. As Pradeepa ma'am gave in the introduction, a warm uh, day will actually brighten us. Uh, Such a cold weather and nice breeze and all that, especially on a holiday. Really happy to see more than 80 participants here who have gathered to learn more on research, and that really requires a lot of appreciation. And of course, a lot of initiatives, though as administrators we keep pushing various departments. Department of Corporate Secretaryship has always come forward to take up initiatives to motivate others, not just improve themselves, but then to motivate others as well. And this is one among the initiatives that they have taken, organizing an online FTP for 10 days, 10 consecutive days. It is not easy. And on the last day, to see so many participants is actually a great success to the program as such. So, congratulations to the department and the organizers of the Department of Corporate Secretaryship, headed by Dr. Kaveri, and of course the entire team.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Moving on to the topic for today, I'm not going to take much of time because one thing that I insisted upon is learning is not just by listening. Listening can help us in certain ways, but then doing actually will help you in a long, you will remember what you have done basically. So in fact, we insisted, the organizer saying, this session, the last day, let it be a little bit of hands-on as well. And of course, I always have a person to rely on, Dr. BELSINI GLADSHIYA here, the facilitator of computer science, who's going to give you a demo of how you can use various AI tools for your research. And
Ma'am,
probably,
sorry, ma'am. Ma'am, your video is struck, ma'am.
no, I just wanted to turn on the presentation. So
Okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you.
yeah. One second. Can you see the presentation?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Do you see the slideshow?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Yeah. So as I told you today, as we move in for AI era, it's no more the technology era. It's more of an AI era. So as we move on to AI, how can we use AI in research? Of course, there are promises that AI provides. There are problems, and what we need to do as researchers. You can be a budding researcher starting your research, or you can be midway through your PhD, or even post PhD as you do your research. This actually applies to all, and what you need to actually remember is what I am trying to present. I'll make it as brief as possible. One you need to remember is research itself takes a lot of time. Most of us require a lot of data, lot of time in terms of literature. We start with literature survey. We need to collect papers. I'm sure if there are PhD holders here, everyone would agree saying, we have invested at least 1 year just to do a literature survey and trying to, compile, trying to consolidate the points in various papers, in various researches, and trying to identify the gap from all these existing literature itself is a time tasking thing. So if you look at AI, how can you use AI in terms of literature survey? Initially, you have a lot of limits, when you follow a traditional research methodology. Whereas when you try to use AI, this brings a first shift in terms of speed. Okay, how we try to hypothesize, how we try to experiment, and how we analyze. In all three areas, you will require too much of speed, which means you are already reducing. If your PhD time is 3 years, if you start using AI tool for your research, you are already finishing 1 year of work within a week. That is a major advantage that all researchers are now looking at. Now, the second thing that you need to look at is it is not just about the speed. You will be able to identify nonlinear patterns as well. Most of the time, when you have huge amount of data and when you try to arrive at a hypothesis, or you try to arrive at a pattern that you can see in all the data that you have collected, most often we tend to look at only the linear patterns that we have. The non-linear patterns is very complex to identify. Most of us try to ignore it. Intentionally or unintentionally, we try to ignore these. Now AI will help you to even identify those non-linear patterns, no matter how complex it is. The third thing is we try to democratize mostly the complex analytical tools. So these kind of analytical tools that we still try to use, like SPSS or the R language, these tools we try to restrict to only certain kind of statistics or analytical methods that we can do. But then AI is actually democratizing and giving the analytics to everybody. Now, another thing that you need to remember is when you try to process the data, as I said, you are going to increase the speed, which is, basically the acceleration of the data processing. The first thing is, again, when I collect huge data, I need to understand where the errors are. or where there are duplicates. There can be few inconsistencies. So these kind of data are actually disturbing my analysis. So basically I need to start with cleaning. So remember, AI is not doing your research. Many a times there is a confusion saying if I use AI for my research, then what is the meaning that I am doing the research? Please don't carry that in your mind. Remember that AI is going to work like an assistant for you. It is not going to do a research, but then it helps you to do the research. So you can use it like an assistant. Allow AI to clean the data and give you only the cleaned data, which you can further take it up to the next level. Similarly, it can also help in intelligent sorting, where you can actually categorize even if you have an unstructured data. Many a times, you might end up collecting structured data, but then today, structured data alone is not going to help you. If you want to extend your research further, if you want to bring in more of more categories of data, like you can have text, images, readings from various sensors, or it can be videos, speech, any kind of data. And remember, they are all coming in different structures of data or different forms of data. But your AI tool can actually instantly take all these data and will kind of sort all these, put together, and then give you the data for analysis. So this task, believe it, it is going to take months if you do it manually. The third thing is, uncovering the invisible. What do I mean by uncovering the invisible? When I say data, from data we are trying to retrieve information. Data is more, kind of unmeaningful, is in the unmeaningful form. And suppose I from the data, if I derive something, it is called an information, because information is meaningful. Now, how do I get information from the data? It is basically depending upon the pattern that the data consists. Now, what happens if I have a very high dimensional data? When I have the dimensions of data is huge, then my brain or my statistical analysis alone will not be able to visualize the kind of grouping that the data possesses. Basically, what we do is, we have clustering, of course, computer science staff members or computer science researchers, mathematics researchers, or those who use clustering from SPSS and all that will know what a cluster is, because we are trying to group. Now, the grouping is based on the factors that we are providing. We are telling, you group the data based on this particular variable, or sometimes, it can even be unsupervised clustering, where I don't give any specific variable, but then it tries to look at the patterns that are available and tries to, form a cluster. Now, if an AI is there, you cannot even imagine, you cannot even visualize the pattern that is available, but still AI is able to recognize that. There are several case studies on this. Very recently, even Google's AI was able to identify a disease which a doctor was not able to diagnose. How was it able to diagnose? Maybe the data had some pattern that the doctors did not diagnose it, or was not able to perceive it even. Similarly, you also have an anomaly detection, where you can instantly spot outliers. Of course, during data cleaning, most of the duplicates, inconsistent data, all that are removed. Supposing if there is any outlier in the data, can be a financial transaction. Today, we are getting a message from a bank saying, somebody, if you move to another country and you do a fund transfer from that location. I'm sorry about the disturbance. Yeah, it is because of Kartige. Yeah. Right. So if you do a fund transfer from a location where you have visited just now, and your bank application automatically detects the location and tells that, asks for a reconfirmation saying, is it you who are doing a fund transfer? How is that possible? Because that is considered as an anomaly, because generally whenever I do a fund transfer, I'm here, my usual location is here. Unusually, if the fund transfer happens from elsewhere, that is identified as an anomaly, automatically does the anomaly detection, right? So these kind of tools will greatly help us in our research study as well. Now, when I say, the task of literature study is going to take a lot of time, why it takes a lot of time? Because I need to read through the paper first, understand whether the paper aligns with my research study, understand what they are trying to communicate, and see if it aligns with my study. I need to take the keywords. I need to find relevant research papers that are available from all the databases, and try to also look into not just the keyword, probably any keyword that aligns to the same kind of a synonym word, right? Somebody can say NLP, somebody will say natural language processing, somebody would call it semantic analysis. So different words can, communicate the same problem. So AI will help us. AI will help us to identify equivalent words also, so that we call it as a smart search. Once it tries to identify all these papers, it can also help to auto summarize the entire paper. So you don't have to read the entire paper. You can ask your assistant to read the paper and tell you only the summary of it. So assume you have 6 to 10 pages of a research paper. Time taken to read 6 to 10 pages of a research paper is going to be a minimum of 1 hour. Rather, your tool is going to give you a summary of the entire paper, hardly for 150 to 500 words, which is going to take only 10 minutes, right? So the summarizing of papers can also be done using research. Now, using AI. Now, the next thing is, once you try to actually bring in multiple papers, read through the summaries. Now, from all these summaries, what is the gap? Because this every researcher would have encountered. I am reading through hundreds of papers. Everybody has, solved all the problems. Now, what do I have something new to do? Many of us will land up into this kind of a situation. Where do I start my research? Because all these problems have been already solved. Now, the gap in the literature that we have taken up can also be suggested, saying, this area is something that has still not been solved. So try to actually take up that as your research study. This is a wonderful, boon. I actually feel jealous with the today's researchers, those who are starting their research. Today my research, I see it has become so easy. But when I compare to 10 years back or 20 years back, the way we had to struggle with the literature, trying to identify the gap, summarizing it, all that took so much of time. So in fact, take it as a boon and try utilizing it. Now, this is the time that we actually require. If you even have to manually do a review, I'm not talking about hypothesis, I'm not talking about the gap analysis and all that. Even if I have all 200 papers with me, I have made a nice index out of this literature. And if I have to just create a review of all this literature, presenting a review paper, even for that I had to spend 4 weeks of time. Whereas today your AI will be able to complete the entire work within 2 days. You don't need to have a paper with you. You don't need to have a summary with you. Without all that itself, all that you need is only 2 days of time. Similarly, data cleaning. when I have huge amount of data, I need at least, several weeks. I have not mentioned the number of weeks here because it definitely depends on the kind of data, whether it is structured data, unstructured data, all that. But a decent amount of data, decent amount of structured data, for which if you want to clean, it will take weeks manually, and you can do it within hours. Not even a day is required for you to complete this task. So remember, AI is actually an augmenting tool. It is actually a supporting tool when it comes to your research study. Now, yes, I have told you the promises, I have told you the advantages that AI gives you, but at the same time, remember you also have certain challenges. Okay, AI is coming up with a great power, but then it also needs to come with a greater responsibility. Remember that when you try to integrate AI, it is not coming out without any risks. But then there are also risks, like there is always a black box problem. What do I mean by a black box? It tries to give me a result, it tries to tell me what has happened and what can be the decision, but it will not be able to explain how the decision was arrived or why the decision is so, right? Supposing if I say, if in a medicine I am trying to tell that, okay, so and so is having this particular disease, AI is giving me a decision. If I ask a question like, why did you come up with the diagnosis saying this patient is having this disease, there is no explanation, there is no reasoning by the AI. So this is called a black box problem, number one. Number two, remember when you arrive at a decision, whatever may be the kind of data, the outcome, today if I'm giving the data and if I get a specific result, even after 100 days, 100 times, if I work on the same algorithm, the result should be the same. So the reproducibility of the outcome of the research is more important. It should not change at all. Sometimes when you use AI, the result varies. Okay, there might be a change in the result. So that cannot happen in general research. So this is something that we need to be extremely careful. Don't blindly believe AI. Please understand why it gives you a decision. Probably, as I told you, it can be like an assistant. So what you can do is you do your research, you work the same kind of research in AI also, see whether the same result is achieved in AI also. If there is a change, you can start reworking, you can start questioning more on your research methodology. The other ethical quagmires is the challenges are privacy, because when I use data and when you give the entire data set, especially when it carries a lot of personal information, remember that anonymity is maintained, because that becomes a legal and an ethical challenge. Second thing is when you try to generate text, okay, and when you generate text, majority of us face a problem called a plagiarism, right? So when AI is pulling up data, where is it pulling it from? It is pulling it up from the existing resources, and when the existing resources are referred through, remember the same words or the same sentences cannot be used without adding it in the reference. So it is the responsibility of the researcher in order to check whether the integrity part is actually addressed. Third is accountability. Of course, any AI, I'm sure most of you would have used AI tool now. Remember, whenever you use an AI tool, it comes with a small disclaimer saying, it is you as a user should check, and the AI tool can always make mistakes. So this statement is always available as a watermark or as a disclaimer in any AI tool that we use. So who is responsible? Are we responsible? Yes, it though AI gives you the data, it is we who are responsible for whatever error it can harm or it can create in the real world. So please be careful with that. There are instances. I think even recently there was an article saying, somebody wanted to give a talk on a management topic, and he just asked a chat GPT saying, can you actually give me a Tirkural which will be a good kural uh, to start my speech. Okay, and the kural should be something more related to the management problem. Okay, so ChatGPT also gave a Tirukural, and he made note of it. And after he made note of it, he, out of curiosity, he just asked, okay, can you tell me the number of that Kural? Because out of 1330, you give me the number which from where you have taken this Kural. Now, ChatGPT thought for some time and then gave a number also, saying 90 or 92 or something. And he made note of it. And good thing was he went back, took the Tirukural book and just verified whether that Kural was there. Surprisingly, the Kural was not there, was something else. So he got curious, asked what it was. Again, ChatGPT gave, okay, I'm sorry, I wrote that Kural. Okay, so such kind of instances have happened. ChatGPT is capable enough to today even write a Tirukural, but what we are looking for is not to write a couplet, but then it is to get from the existing book, right? So please verify whenever your AI tool is generating information, please double check it before using. So this is a good quote. We must use AI as a tool to sharpen our critical thinking, not as a crutch to just replace the research. Yeah, I think I have almost come towards the end of my part. There are several AI tools that are available. One is, for literature review, the other for data analysis. You can have your own research questions that can be posted to AI tool, or you can even bring in collaboration among various tools that are available. Like you can take research literature review from a tool, integrate that with data analysis, or integrate that with your citation. Networking, all that can be integrated together. That is even more interesting, because the moment many researchers, at least I have discussed with at least 100 of research scholars and staff, they are really surprised, because the moment they start their literature review, within few days it looks like I have already completed a paper. Okay, a huge work gets done just like that. So it is going to be a wonderful session. I request now Dr. BELSINI GLADSHIYA to please take it over from here, moving through the tools and give a demo on the various tools. Of course, you are going to look at 4 different tools for literature review, and of course for research questions. So these are the tools that you are going to have a demo. And please, those who have a laptop with you, try and make use of the demo. You can, meanwhile, when the demo is going on, you can also side by side in parallel, you can work with it. Thank you for the opportunity and wishing you all the best.
Ma'am, thank you so much. Your session was truly insightful. The way you shared your knowledge made the concept meaningful and memorable for all of us. So it's really insightful.
Thank you,
And
ma'am.
thank you so much, ma'am. So next up, we have someone very special. I now invite the ever smiling Dr. Vimal Devika, Assistant Professor, Department of Corporate Secretaryship, to introduce our BCA facilitator from our AMJ family. Over to you, ma'am. Dr. Vimal Devika, are you there?
Ma'am, mic
Madam,
off
I
irukka
think you're
ma'am.
muted.
One second, one second.
Unmute,
Unmute.
unmute
Mic
your
off
mic.
irukku.
No, 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 no. On. Good evening to all. It is my privilege and honor to introduce our esteemed resource person for today, Faculty Development Program, Dr. BELSINI GLADSHIYA. The department of Dr. BELSINI GLADSHIYA is currently serving as a facilitator and assistant professor in computer science at Agurchand Manmull Jain College, Meenambakkam, Chennai, with an impressive 17 years of teaching experience. She is also the research coordinator of the department, and her academic qualification, including MCA, MPhil, and PhD. Her areas expertise and research interest include machine learning and predictive analytics, and she is well known for her commitment and towards motivating and molding the students. Her excellence in the field of education has been acknowledged through prestigious awards such as Excellence in Teaching Award in December 2020, Nalam Balar Nallasriya Virudu in September 2023. Dr. Belsini has made strong academic contributions through authorizing books in the areas of data communication and networking and big data analytics, along with the several research publications, including 5 scope in-text papers. She has also presented her work in various national and international conferences. Beyond the classroom, she has organized impactful programs such as the Smart Girl Women Empowerment Workshop and a literacy outreach program for elderly learners. She has also delivered motivational counseling session for students in schools, campus and children's homes. With such remarkable achievements, dedications and passions towards education, we are truly honored to have her with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our chief guest, Dr. V. Glacia. A warm, a warm round of applause, please.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Vimal Devika, ma'am. So here we are delighted to invite Dr. B. Belsini Gladshia, ma'am. And dear participant, with hearts open and minds ready, let's dive into today's learning experience. Ma'am, the session is now yours.
Thank you, Pradeepa ma'am and Vimal Devika ma'am for your introduction. And I'm truly thankful to our Dean ma'am and Kaveri ma'am for giving me this opportunity to accompany with Dean ma'am for the following session. Ma'am, is it my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay. So as Dean ma'am said, that past research, when we are doing the research, it's very hard to find the literature review papers. But now I am working these tools. It is very easy. Within 1 day, we can get a number of papers from the literature, from the research or from the topic we need. So first, I'll show that. Literature review assistant tools, that is elicit. So if you are having the laptop or a system, you can follow this. It will be useful for you. So elicit.org AI. So here you can see that a smart elicit. So this one you can take elicit AI for scientific research. So here you can see the pricing. So every tool, it is of free trials are available. So you can check the free trials, and if it is comfortable for your research, then you can go for a paid option. So you can open this. So here we can find the tools, find papers, paper chat, and extract data. So we can give a topic. Suppose if I give a topic like higher education in India. So it will show the number of papers, number of research papers regarding this higher education in India. Suppose if you are entering into research, or if you are the beginners in research, if you need to find some topics, so you can give your topic broadly and you can get the papers. So according to the papers or literature you find, you can build your research topics or you can continue your research. So you can see here the number of papers. So here you can sort the papers. So this you can sort most relevant papers or most recent papers or most cited papers. So from this way you can sort your papers and you can take the paper. So we can sort most recent papers. So you can get the detail of the paper, abstract, and how many citations, when the paper was published. So according to this, you can find the papers and you can get a summary of this paper, each paper here. So if you need to write a research summary, you can take the things or summary. Here it will be displayed. The summary part, the summary of this paper will be displayed. So you can take the summary of that. And you can have filters also. So this you can use for publication date. So suppose if you need the current papers from 2000 after 2020 or 2019. So you can have a filter and you can apply. So you can get those papers so that we can find the research gaps or we can find the recent trends in the research that we can do here. And here we have the library. So if you take the paper and sorry. So you can take that paper and you can save that in the library. So here I have saved what are the title. So I have saved these papers. So we can quickly review our library for our literature. So what are the papers we have received? So we can take multi papers, multi number of papers, and after that also we can segregate that what papers we need for our literature. So the second option here is here you can have the research report also. So if you give the research question to generate a structured report. So the report will be, if I give means it will take some time, but you can understand that if you give the title, you can get a nice report of your research and it will be shared to your mail ID. So your report you can get the report in your mail ID. Like that also you can create a research report for your title. So the next one is semantic scholar. So this is a free tool. So we can have this semantic scholar, a free AI powered research tool for scientific research. So here we can search, see how many papers, all fields of science. So if you give a topic, for example, machine learning, so you can get a number of papers regarding machine learning algorithms. So about such a huge number of papers. So here you can see get a PDF. So you can see whether the PDF is here and the citations. So you can get the PDF. If you click the PDF, you can get the PDF and you can download the papers. So here you can get a TLDR summary. That is too long, didn't read. So it is automatically generated short summary of paper. So if you click this, you can get the short summary of this paper. So from this we can find that if this paper is needed for our research, or if it is not needed means we can go to that paper. So it is easy to review the papers, get by studying or reading the whole papers or reading the whole thing. We can get the idea of the papers what we need for our research. So next one is Research Rabbit. So I'll make it fast since there are so many tools. So this also Research Rabbit. It is AI tool for smarter. So everywhere you can see that so if the tool is not getting into, you can just sign in and you can use this. So I can give the title. So I can get a number of papers regarding women empowerment in tribal areas. And if you click this features here, so we can find the references and citations also here. So related to our topics, which are the papers are relating to that. So that also we can find. So these are the papers we can, these are the tools we can use for our literature review assistant. And also another one tool we have, the Cite AI. So this is like our chat GPT. So we can give a create a free account and we can work with that. If it is comfortable with for our research, we can use this. So we can give a topic. This tool is Site AI, ma'am. Site AI. SCITE Site AI. Ma'am, is it okay? Are you following it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So here you can see this machine learning tools for predictive analytics. So here I got the papers and here I have got the topics. So according to this paper, how I can reframe my research. So that also it will give. So this is the reference and how I can do my research according to this literature. So that also it will give. And if you click this more, so here you can find the journals also. So number of journals you can find. So whatever journal we need, we can find the number of journals. And if the journal is appropriate for our research, we can use that also. And the organizations, the funding organizations for our research also we can find here, and funders. So these details also we can find using this Site AI. And we can get a free demo also. So here we have a get a demo. So we can get a free demo how we can use this Site AI. And here we can see this API citations for your tools, applications or workflows. So all the details we can get from this Site AI. And the next tool is connected papers. So this is a tool which gives the papers as a graph. So we can get the papers, citations, references, and we can get a comprehensive review. And this will give so if you give build a graph, So in some tools, it will be asking to sign in. So we can sign up using our mail ID also. So it will show the graph. So this is our searched area, predictive analytics. So for this paper, so what are the papers we are having? So we can just take one paper, so which is recently published. So if you take that, we can have a small summary of that paper. So like that, we can find the papers which are related to our research. And next one is research question generator. So it is also a huge task for preparing the questionnaire for our research, like commerce, social sciences and all. You may prepare more questionnaire for getting your research. But here are some tools which will give you questionnaire in some fraction of seconds. So the first tool is Write Cream. WRIT, Write Cream. So AI content in minutes. So here you can take this command mode. So I give you a command. So you can give a command. So you can type your topic, and if you give generate, so you can see the learning experience. So you can get the questionnaire for various topics. So like that you can get a questionnaire. Ma'am?
சூப்பரா இல்லை நினைச்சிட்டு இருந்தேன். ஏன் தண்ணி பண்ண கூட கூப்பிட்டாரு.
Okay. So you can get a questionnaire for your research also using this tool. And here if you see, you can have so many options. So article writer, paragraph generator. So you can try all this. And a content humanizer. So you can try all these tools. Image generation. So this also it is you can create any image. So I give a flow chart for so the sorry, I have tried in the morning, so it is said it is saying that your AI image credits are finished. So there are some limited number of images we can get in a day. So if we need that, if it is useful for us, we can upgrade our tool by paying some amount of money. So the next tool is Hyperwrite. So this is also same as this write cream. Hyperwrite also we can create document. So we can create our abstract also. So by giving the so here I have done this. So write an abstract for higher education in India. So it will give a small abstract. So from that we can modify our content. So this also and rewrite content. So this also we can use for writing our abstract or literature paper, literature content. So after getting the information, we can rewrite as our own language to avoid the plagiarism. So ChatGPT, we know we are working more. Most of us are using ChatGPT, so that we know. And another one tool we have this for research question generators knowledge. So that also the same way we can give our topic and it will give the questionnaire and it will give the abstract. And the third one is data analysis helper. So there are some of the tools we can analyze our data. So today I'll just give a demo of JASP, JASP. So you can download this tool, JASP, if it is free download only. So JASP download for Windows. If you give free download and install on Windows, means it will download. So already I have given a data set. So which shows the age of the students and who are using this using the smart devices. So for online classes, so if they are using the devices continuously, so what is the risk of that? So this is the data set I was created when I was doing the doing my research. So I have just given this data set. So here you can give new. You can take new means you can give your data set. So already I have given the data set, and here you can you have the analytical tools. So many analytical tools you have. Machine learning tools also we have. Machine learning algorithms, regression algorithms, classification algorithms, network algorithms, and this ANOVA regression tools. Everything we have. So, so I'll do this Bayesian binomial test. So this I'm giving two variables. So the age and the device. So it will show the result. So it is showing the analysis. And yes. So if I take the device, so I have given four types of device, and the persons who are using these devices, the number of counts it has showed. So desktop 15 are using the desktop, laptop 76 are using, smartphone 151 students are using. So how I made this research is, since the students are using, most of the students are using the smartphone, so their eyesight or their ear problems, they can come some problems. So using that small device, they are using the device. It is it is a risk for the students. So so it gives the count. So total of 263 data samples. So these persons are using the device. So like that, we can get a analysis within a very small amount of time using these tools. And also that machine learning. So if you are using this classification support vector machine. So this is a machine learning algorithm. So I have set the target variable as health issue. And the features using spectacles, using earphones, sleeping hours are low. So these are the features I have given. And So we can get a confusion matrix also. So the true positive, false positive values. And if you need the ROC curve, so health issues, yes, no. So the details we can get. So we have to check whether this data analysis is correct or wrong. That we should check. But we can get a analysis in a very fraction of seconds or very small amount of time. So using these tools, we can minimize our time for doing the research, and it will be very interesting. Suppose if we get a output in a fraction of minute, so it will gives us a motivation to use the tool or to go ahead the research the next way. So you can try this also. So this is a free tool. So yeah, many analysis you can do with this tool. And just you can copy this data and save it to your Word. If you need, we can just copy the data and save it in the Word file also. Also, so next one is the citation manager. So this almost we heard about this mentally and Zotero. So this also you can download the tool and you can use your data. You can import your data and get the citations. And also you can see the various papers from various authors and the cited papers. So these are the citation manager tools. So the step-by-step research workflow, first you have to discover the literature and visual mapping and gap identification, data analysis and writing and citation and collaboration. I think I have covered a couple of number of tools. Kaveri ma'am,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Okay.
you have covered almost all the AI tool. So that's wonderful. And how to say thank you. So anyway, thank you
Thank
for delivering such a clear, practical, and hands-on training session.
Okay.
And also,
One thing, ma'am, one thing I need to
yes, ma'am.
tell that by seeing this, we cannot able to understand. So we should
Yes,
work.
Ma'am,
definitely.
clearly,
Yes,
it's
yes,
clearly
that's true.
understandable, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah.
we should work, and then only we can get a clear idea. And I thank our Dean ma'am to giving me this opportunity to learn these tools also. So for my research also, I didn't work any AI tools, just writing the paper in notebooks and typing it in the in such a way we have done our research. But it is so easy for today's researchers and those who are going for the beginning of research. They can easily get into these tools and they can use it. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Other
It's
than
actually
thank
we
you,
are the
what can you say,
beginners.
ma'am?
Yes,
We are the
question answer.
beginners, ma'am. But
Thank you, ma'am.
but you made it very clear, ma'am. It was very crystal clear.
Yes,
Even though,
Thank
as you told, that we have to work on the sites, but still, you made our work very easier to get into so many tools of sites, and we can cite we can also cite on the sites. And it was very, very informative session, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Also, ma'am, the step-by-step approach made everything understandable and meaningful, definitely. And that too, we are honestly flabbergasted by how beautifully and efficiently you covered the topic within somewhat limited time.
So
So
many
truly
AI
an
tools you are unaware, ma'am. We are unaware
outstanding
of so
delivery.
many AI tools, but you explained everything clearly, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
So it's an amazing session, we can say that.
So I
Actually,
should
before
thank
a
Dean
question
Yes.
ma'am
for
only.
Yeah, thanks
I
for
sh-
our respected dean and for GLADSHIYA ma'am too. So it was really a productive session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Deepa,
much.
ma'am, we move forward to the question answer session.
Yes. So time for question answers. Now it's your turn, dear participants. The floor is open. And please, you can type your questions in the chat box or raise your hand if you like to speak. So we look forward to your thoughtful inputs. Let's keep questions flowing. Is there any
Ma'am,
questions?
it's question from my side.
Yes.
Ma'am, thank you so much, both of you, for your insightful and forwarding session on AI in research and your explanations, both theoretically and practically, by showing AI tools for research is truly enlightening, ma'am. And I have a question, ma'am. So, the very simple question. So, how can the researchers practically balance the AI generated assistance with their own, that means with their original critical thinking, especially when writing the literature reviews or interpreting the findings, so that the works remain both ethical and academically authentic, ma'am?
Right. As I told you, see, if you look at AI tool, this only is helping you to do your research,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So rather than spending more time on collecting papers, you can use AI tool to suggest you what papers you really require. Okay, what papers will help to do research. I'm not saying you'll have to restrict only with those papers. You can actually go ahead, refer to other papers as well, but then easily available. This is like, today we are doing shopping. If you immediately require, you order it in Blinkit, right?
Yes,
But if you really want to go do shopping on your own, you go to a mall or you go to a shopping center in order to do shopping. So just because Blinkit is available, it doesn't say that you need not go for shopping. The same logic here as well. So when you want to have too many resources immediately available, please use AI. But at the same time, I'm not saying don't go to library. Please go there as and when you need. That gives you a total, different experience. But when everything is available just like that, you make use of it is what I would suggest. Okay. Second thing is, as you said, ethically, is it right?
yes, ma'am.
Collecting literature through AI is ethically right. No one has stopped telling that, no one has commented saying you are using AI, so your research is not right. So we don't, I mean, nobody all over the world, even the top nature journal accepts if you do a review or an analysis using an AI tool, right? But the ethical challenges, you will have to re-verify whether what AI tool has given you is right or wrong. Okay, so that becomes your responsibility. And when some AI tool is giving you a data, please see to it that there is a link that is available. Go to that link. Okay, any AI tool generally, especially like Perplexity and all that, I didn't even add Perplexity in today's tool, but when you use those kind of tools, it also gives you a link. Okay, so
Okay.
when you use that link, you will actually go to that particular resource. You can verify whether the data is available. Second, when you try to use AI tool to write your article and all that, please see to it that it is not a copy paste of another article. So there you need to rephrase it. You need to give your thoughts on it. Don't blindly go with what AI gives you. You do analysis on that. cross-verify, and then come up with the outcome so that you can avoid all these ethical challenges.
Okay.
Hope I answered your question.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, this question is to GLADSHIYA, ma'am. Ma'am, you said so many AI tools like Elicit, Semantic Scholar, these and all. So, how these tools are different from ChatGPT in terms of their purpose, data source, and reliability? Especially because we use a ChatGPT can also generate all these kind of reports by giving the proper prompt. So, in such a way, how these are different from the ChatGPT, ma'am?
So ChatGPT, if you give a specific question, so it will give all the content where it is. No, but if you use this specific AI tools for research, where it will give a content like a summary. But here we can get all the papers and also the journals details, everything in this AI tools.
Okay, ma'am.
Kaveri ma'am, to make it a little more, understandable for all the participants, especially, this is like visiting a general physician and a specialized doctor.
Yes.
Okay, so general physician is like ChatGPT. You go for anything, any problem that you have, you can go visit them, get their advice. But if you require a specialized doctor, you have cardiac issue, you only go to cardiologist, not a general physician.
Ma'am,
So
but
for
whatever,
research,
but whatever the AI tools we are using, we will get a plagiarism. So, how can we effectively rephrase this AI generated content to ensure the 0% plagiarism, ma'am?
actually, if you look at, there was also another message in chat box saying somebody from Dr. Srinivasa Rao has also asked. Most of the AI tools also comes up with an additional, small functionality saying humanize the content. Because remember, all these chat GPTs have something called a natural language processing. They know how to write in English based on the grammar that has been taught to them. Okay, but for us, usually when we talk, there is a different pattern. Okay, supposing if I talk, I have a style of talking. If you talk, you have a different style of talking. So that is the uniqueness that actually human has, which ChatGPT till date, probably in another 5 years, even that can be brought into ChatGPT. But then there is actually a pattern in which human talks and the pattern in which ChatGPT talks. Today we are getting so many letters from students which are so good in English, right? The moment we see that, we understand that this is a ChatGPT written content. How are we able to identify? Because ChatGPT writes in a specific pattern.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that is the difference between AI tool and the humanized version of writing. That is why I say whatever AI tool provides, okay, you try to read through it, but then reproduce it in your own fashion. Always don't just take the content and put it inside your thesis or your paper. Do a little rework on it, study better, and then produce your outcome.
Ma'am, but frequent dependence on these AI tools, don't you think this will reduce our innovative thinking, ma'am, and as well as the subject knowledge?
If you think that you're copying the entire content and just producing a paper, yes, it has reduced your creativity.
Because when we
But
are paying more, the human is also is there in the ChatGPT. So we are depending on it more, ma'am. So that is my question.
dependency will be there, ma'am, because any technology intervention, if you see right from machines came, okay, manual intervention was stopped.
Yes.
Our parents were using stones to grind idli flour or any other chutney or whatever, and then when mixie and grinder replaced, what happened? We started using it, but then it also came up with health hazards. We are so sophisticated, we keep complaining with knee pain and joint pains at the age of 40 itself. right? Which our parents did not do because they were exercising it in a different fashion. But did we stop using all these machines? No. Right? So there is a sophistication when technology intervention is there. AI is coming up with the sophistication, but it is up to us to decide where we limit usage of AI. Okay, if you totally rely on AI to generate your entire research paper, you have lost your creativity. But if you are trying to use as an assisting tool where you are gathering information, but then after gathering information, you are doing your own research also. Okay, then there is nowhere you need to bother about your creativity.
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
So any other questions from the participant side?
Yes, ma'am. So there are some close-up questions in the chat box. So I'll
Yeah.
just.
Mr. Ramu has asked about what percentage is allowable. Allowable percentage always for any kind of research paper should not exceed 10 to 13 percentage. Next is ScaleNet, NoteGPT, Grammarly. These tools will have humanize, but even till date, the humanized content by AI is also not equivalent to the actual human content. That is where the AI is also learning from us. Okay, when we type information in ChatGPT or any generative AI tool, it also learns how human writes. Okay, but it will take some time for AI to learn from our language because we do a lot of mistakes. We have different patterns of typing. So yes, AI is still learning, but humanized content is still at a very naive stage. Though it says humanized content, please don't believe it as of now. It is not real humanized. We still are able to identify it as a AI content. So if at all your plagiarism software has a tool to identify AI generated content, it will still pick up content which is coming up from humanized tool. So try and write on your own, which is always appreciated.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. That's practical truth. I can say that AI is transforming our life. But, ma'am, nowadays without AI tool, so what Kaveri said, our creativity is being reducing. But how can we are, we have to depend on more of like AI tools so that we cannot we have to depend on AI tools nowadays, right, ma'am? So it's like a mandatory thing for
Yeah,
me
see,
to.
when mobile came, until mobile was there, we remembered at least hundreds of
Yes.
telephone numbers. Today, I don't remember my own number. That is a state of
Yeah.
memory. So what do?
Yeah.
We cannot stop the technology, because if we stop
Yes.
using technology for a reason, then we will be lagging
Yes,
behind.
Avila.
We will be lagging
Yes.
behind. So if we have to adapt, we will have to adapt. But let us see to it that we are not compromising on the quality of the research. That is more important. So our priorities will change.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Well said, ma'am. So
Lakshya ma'am, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is that JASP is an alternative for SPSS, ma'am?
Yes, JASP is definitely an alternative for SPSS. In SPSS, you have statistical analysis which you have to feed in. You will have to, probably tell that you have to study based on this particular variable and all that. Whereas in JASP, it also picks out what you don't say. That is the beauty of AI.
Oh,
Okay, I might not have even identified, uh, a particular variable which can influence my hypothesis.
okay.
But just will be able to identify and let you know that there is another factor in it.
Okay. Thank you,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Okay, well, ma'am, I just went through an article that the article said that the first launch of ChatGPT, so there were 1 billion users, nearly 40 percentage users were there in
Hmm.
using prompt in ChatGPT. And nowadays we have to use it. And as you said, students are also using ChatGPT. We ask any question in the classroom, so he used his smartphone and you with the usage of technology, AI tools, the students are able to answer all the questions. Now, ma'am, this is the question to Glachia, ma'am. Ma'am, Ma'am, you explained about Semantic Scholar. So that's a free AI, 100% free AI tool, isn't it, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Then
Yes.
Connected Papers, that is all about a paid version.
No, every tool we are having a free version for 7 days or something else we are
Okay,
having
for certain duration.
for
I
certain
have used
duration.
this. Okay.
So if we use that, we can use that tool. If it is comfortable with us, we can use go for a paid version.
Both seems similar, I think, after using of this Semantic and Connected Papers,
Yes, yes, ma'am.
right? Okay, anyway, so we have received a lots of appreciation in our chat box. So thank you for it, ma'am. Thank you for the great questions. And clearly the brains are fully awake despite the rainy weather. Thank you for that. And all right, everyone. So before you disappear into your screens, it's a quick group photo time. So turn on your cameras, flash those smiles, rain or shine, we want them all. So ready, three, two, one. Say cheese, everyone.
Karthikeyan sir, is that over?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now that the photo is being clicked and memories are saved, here comes the most important ritual of every FDP. Yes, the feedback link is being shared in the chat box. Please take a moment to fill it. It helps us to improve, grow, occasionally feel proud of ourselves. Also, it's important for your certifications as well. So now to wrap up, with a warm note of gratitude, we now invite the ever smiling Dr. Vimal Devika, Assistant Professor, Department of Corporate Secretaryship, to deliver the oath of thanks. Vimal, ma'am, the
Hi.
mic is yours.
Mm. On behalf of the Department of Corporate Secretaryship, it is my proud privileges to deliver the vote of thanks on this of our 10th Day International Virtual Faculty Development Program on Research Methodology, Statistical Tools and Structural Equation Modeling. Acknowledging dignitaries, first and foremost, I express our sincere gratitude to our respected dignitaries. Secretary Sir Udan Kumar Chodia, Associate Secretary Sir Sri Hemant P. Chodia, Dean Dr. M. Ramya, Deputy Dean Dr. R. Sureka, Director Dr. N. Venkatramanan, your valuable support and the confidence you place in our academic endeavors continue to inspire us to strive for excellence. Appreciation to the resource person. A very special and artful word of appreciation goes to our esteemed resource person for today's session, Dr. Bilson. A remarkable academic contributions through authorizing books in data communication and networking and big data analysis, publishing several research papers, including few Scopus in text works, and presenting at national and international conferences, are truly commendable. Her insights examples brought statistical concept to life, showing us how these tools shape strong and trustworthy research. The way she connected methodological rigor with practical application has enriched our understanding and inspired us to approach our research with great precision and purpose. Thanks to participation, I extend my deepest thanks to all our faculty participation from various institutions. Your active engagement, thoughtful questions, and enthusiasm make this FDP more meaningful and purposeful each day. Acknowledging, supporting a sincere appreciation to Mr. B. Karthikeyan, who worked tirelessly behind the session to ensure the smooth conduct of every session, and to Ms. N. Pradibha, whose energetic comparing added warmth and vibrancy to the program. Once again, I extend my heartfelt thanks to everyone present here for making today's session a resounding success. Thank you.
Thank you, Vimal Devika ma'am. And that's officially a wrap for today. So thank you all for the energy, your curiosity, and those bright smile. Even while the weather outside was practically whispering, "Take a nap, take a nap." So that it's here is a quick update. Our session, day 5 session has now been moved to December 4th, that is tomorrow at 5:45 p.m. So mark it and circulate, highlighted, whatever works. Okay. So because and remember, learning isn't it just something we attend, it's something we continue. So stay curious, keep exploring, and let the spark stay alive. So this is Pradeepa Nagarajan, your host, signing off with gratitude and a big smile. So until we meet again, stay safe and stay inspired. Enjoy the rain. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Thank you all. Thank you.